Good day, everyone. Thanks for joining us here in the charts. This is the market beast, Napoleon Macro. So, looks like there's a lot of activity going on in the METX market. I want to give you two practical levels in order to determine whether or not this downtrending market is finished and the market is starting to go into an uptrend. Keep in mind if you're new, I know that may sound like, hang on, Napoleon, it's up 74%. It's not in a downtrend, bro. Hear me out. I'm going to show you some very simple levels to take note of. So this way we'll all be clear as to whether or not the downtrend has potential to now turn around and become in an uptrend. All right. So we'll get into the details, guys. Welcome back, loyal family. If you're new here, we only explore price action. Welcome in all of our new subscribers. Let's go ahead and dive right into the charts here, shall we? So today's October the 26th, 2021, and the current price of METX, 65 cents, slightly positive 70.5% for the day. Okay, let's make this pretty, straight to the point video, guys. Hopefully you guys are doing awesome out there. All right, so here are the two, before we get into that, this is kind of a little bit, if you guys are new, we posted multiple videos on this stock. Here's one of the videos I just want to kind of point out, zero, okay, we are still saying that this stock has the potential to move lower. I'll say that, okay? But our conservative price target is $6.38. Someone may say, wait a minute, Napoleon, I need to start buying right now if you think it's going to $6. As long as you have a strategy, sir or ma'am, you should be just fine, all right? So here's the two levels, all right? 47 cents and 47.25, okay? Now, that's not a random level. We're looking at the 3-day format candles. And if you're new on this channel, we only go over support, resistance, and patterns. I think I've identified the pattern here down here is actually an eve bottoming formation pattern. Now, as long as the buyers can stay above the lows of this potential eve bottoming formation pattern, it's going to be 30 cents. If it gets lower than 30 cents, there's no need to lose your shirt. This is a downtrending market, so the trend is your friend until the end. Is this the end? Well, if it stays above 30 cents, it has the potential to be the end of the downtrend. I am always open to volatility. You should be as well. Let me just explain why I got the 47 cent level, because you notice this area over here, like July the 22nd, where there was a very large bounce, and then the market had it pretty much just found resistance at the previous level of support. You see how I broke down the red line? The red line is at 95 cents. It kind of broke down, and then it formed this little, kind of an ascending triangle, and then it broke up. And I actually got a message like, hey, we need an update on METX. And of course, the trend continued, and it made a lower low. Big drop, guys. So that's the reason why I'm saying that it's a downtrending market, guys. This is not a stock recommendation to say, hey, it's time to start buying METX. One may ask, am I invested in METX? Yes, we've been in and out of this market, and we recently re-entered the market when we noticed the eve bottoming formation pattern. Now, let's wrap this video, guys. This is really simple. The two levels that will determine a true turnaround to potentially start an uptrend, or at least some sort of sideways consolidating in preparation to start an uptrend, will be these two levels. And I think I've already explained why I got the 47 cent, because it was kind of the previous level of a reaction, support, bounce, whichever one you want to call it, about 47 cents. And the reason that I have 0.3986 is because that was the previous level of resistance. And in order to have a true turnaround in the market, the first, I guess, two things that you'll need to do when you find a bottoming formation pattern is break above the previous level of resistance, which is 0.39. So when you break above the previous level of resistance, as long as you can get back above the previous level of, again, support or reaction, and use that as support, then yeah, this is a beautiful setup for the buyers to take control of this market, as the buyers do not have control of this market yet. Okay, the only two things that the buyers have successfully accomplished so far, which can change in the snap of a finger because it's very volatile, is they just simply need to again stay above those two levels just we went over, guys. So hopefully that is a very practical explanation as to why I chose those two levels. This stuff is really simple, guys. Just pull up your charts, find the previous level of resistance, find the previous level of support. To find a true turnaround, the two things you need is a break above the previous level of resistance and break above the previous level of support and stay above the previous level of support to start to show the sellers like, hang on, you're not going to make a new low. This is our turn. We need to take control of this market and experience some thrusts to the upside. Okay, so hopefully that explanation is good for one person out there to truly find a turnaround in the market. Where do I typically enter? Well, we just so happen to again get to have an advantage in the market and identify the Eve and Eve bottoming formation, which is where we started a small position. Now, typically where I actually enter or add to my position is after I see a bottoming formation pattern, which again in this case is the Eve and Eve bottoming formation. But I typically enter on the back test of the previous level of support, and that would be right here at this level. Okay. So it depends on how fast it happens. There's a few things, a few contributing factors that I do take into consideration before I enter. Like in this case, it would be the time. So this is kind of a long video, guys. If you guys came out for the levels and everything, those are the levels. I'm just gonna get into a little bit of kind of a story. That's the level 47 cents. The time, let's just give it, and assuming that this is in like an extreme blast off, let's give it at least like 48 days to just kind of consolidate. You want to see a slow, methodical, touch back at the previous level of support and a potential launch pad to the upside. All right, $6.38 is my conservative target. That doesn't mean it's going to happen in 48 days. The 48 days represents an indecision between the buyers and the sellers, as the sellers have control of the market, but the buyers need to protect the 47-cent level in order to have an opportunity to turn things around here, okay? So give that $6 target some time, but the potential retest of the previous level of support, 47 cents, let's give that about 48 days, all right? All right, so yeah, and what I also do is you see these little clustered areas. Sometimes what I do is I kind of take these little clustered areas into consideration to determine how long will the market consolidate next. And you see this little clustered area here. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of do a basic measurement of the time before the breakout. Okay, breakouts consist of either direction. All right, so we'll actually just kind of start up here and see how much time it's spent consolidating. So hopefully that explanation is good. Like for those of you who are just kind of new to technical analysis, I'm no expert, but this is 46 days, by the way. Hopefully this is kind of like, okay, I see what you do. You find little small consolidation ranges, and then you see the breakout. And of course, if the trend is down, you have to assume the trend, if it's finding resistance, the red line, at the previous level of support, the little consolidation range, okay? Again, that's 46 days. Let's just measure how much time over here. That's going to be the little clustered area. It's about 39 days, so about 40 days, okay? And last but not least, let's just kind of measure this area over here, see how much time we have. And again, I spent a little bit of time so that we're all can just kind of learn, right? This is like 53 days of consolidating, but I actually measured the two breakout candles. Let's just measure like the actual candles within the pattern. All right, so it's like 42 days. So let's just roughly say it's about 42 days. So that's the reason, like when you hear me say like specific days or like a time frame, a rough estimate, not specific. So that's why I would say if the sellers want to try and, stop the buyers from doing all of this thrusting to the upside, I would expect to see at least a minimum of 40 days of sideways consolidation. It's consolidating above 47 cents under the assumption that the buyers want to take control of this market, as they do not have control of this market. They are trying to get out of this wrath of the sellers. All right. Hopefully this wasn't like too long. Hopefully the explanation is good, guys. The two important things to leave this video out with is the previous level of resistance. When you break above that level, when you find a bottom formation pattern, if you can get above that previous level of support or a bounce reaction, that is the starting point of a turnaround from a downtrend, okay? I wanted to make like a specific video on that so that we're all clear, but I mean, that's pretty much it. It's really cut and dry. All right. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. So can you support the channel before you go by leaving an appropriate thumb just below the video if you enjoyed the content. and leave a comment so that the YouTube algorithm can promote this video. Thank you for your support, guys. Also, if you're new, we explore the alternative markets, Bitcoin and altcoins. Kind of subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll send that out to you momentarily. Remember, guys, ladies, execute your strategies in the market. Always have a plan before you enter. We'll talk soon. Keep that positive energy flowing. And bye for now. Wow, sorry.